This chocolate brownie has taken me over 100 hours to make. Is it worth it? Today, we're gonna find out. You've just time traveled. As I say this, it is Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. Hopefully what you just saw was roughly Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Ironically, this video starts on a Wednesday at 7 a.m. So they're slightly ahead of time for me. It's by a chap called Alvin Zhu, 100-hour chocolate brownies, which of course you have just seen. There's some very interesting steps. I want to kind of understand the reason why for doing all of it, and we've got 100 hours to work our way through this. So let's blooming well get going and see. Like right now, I'm gonna bake brownies. I want them in like half an hour. I've got to wait until Sunday afternoon. Is this all gonna be worth it? Let's get going with the first step, which is quite rich indeed. All right, so we're jumping right in with something which of course is optional, but as we found out recently too, it does drive more flavor and almost like a nuttiness out of the butter. But it's not just that, as you'll see, we've got to brown some butter. 225 grams of butter there. And you know what? I'm actually quite on board with this. I don't mind browning butter. I've not really done it for brownies that often. I do wonder, like, how did someone actually discover this? Did they accidentally like shove burnt butter into something? But we're trying to brown it to drive that flavor up and that nuttiness. It really does make a difference, but certainly like a richness. I'm okay with this. It's just what we add to it in a bit, which actually needed even more prep than the 100 hours, but I'll come on to that in a minute. I bumped the heat up slightly because it was taking so long. It might turn into 101-hour fudge brownies. But as you can see, the color is starting to change. Do make sure you keep it moving. With all the bubbling there, it does make it hard to see, but it really, the smell is incredible. It is so worth going to this effort. So this is where I feel like some of you guys might not want to do this, and I'm sort of with you. I love coffee, but it's really pushed in this recipe, and of course you could omit this step. This is some espresso powder. Now apparently, the reason for adding this is the brown butter awakens the flavor in the espresso. It brings out even more warm and toasty flavor. All right, beautiful, we're nearly there. But how about some more coffee? This is something that I made last night. And I did spill it slightly, so do bear with me. Look at this. That is the most cutest ice cube I have ever seen of coffee. Now that is basically to help cool down the butter. The steps I do to show you guys off the heat, that's probably cooled down a bit already. It's still quite warm. But of course, if it was water, it would probably dilute it. So I've made some coffee ice cubes. And I didn't need this many. And when I put it in the freezer, I did kind of spill it, yes. I've kind of got like a color swatch of coffee. So we'll go with the more stronger ones at the ends here. Ah, there we go, perfect. Coffee ice cubes. The rest I'll just keep and just freak myself out for another day. So this is kind of warm still. It might not make much of a difference. Oh, it's starting to foam a little bit to be fair, but that's gonna just cool the butter down slightly. I mean, we could just wait. But that is an extremely intensive brown butter that can just sit to one side. In the video, his looks absolutely smooth as velvet, and I'm not fully happy with mine. So I am just gonna pour it. Oh look, I've actually got pieces of brown butter there. I mean, I got a little bit, I got some on the board. Oh gosh. But, look, we've captured all of that. It smells absolutely gorgeous. I kind of want to drink it like it's some crazy rich coffee, but my doctor would definitely tell me not to. So for now, it goes to a little bit of normality. 4 eggs, a mountain, an absolute mountain of castor sugar, 450 grams. Like that's a massive amount of sugar. But here's some intensity. What we're adding in here is, rather than some vanilla extract, this is some vanilla paste, which is actually cheaper than the good quality stuff. So this company actually makes good quality vanilla extract. We've used it on some cheap versus steep videos before. So you want about a tablespoon of the paste. Now the cool thing with the paste is you can actually see like the seeds a bit more. It smells incredible, but normally it's got some sort of sweeteners and thickeners added in with it. Whereas you could argue that the extract, well, at least the good stuff, is probably more pure. Whizzy whizzy. Really drive some air into it. However, I was just thinking the amount of intensity with the chocolate and that you'll see, we haven't seen any chocolate yet, but the coffee, oh, that vanilla smells amazing. This is my point. Is it really worth putting the vanilla in? Is it gonna get masked? But based on that smell, probably worth it. In this bowl, plain flour, that's the bulk. The next biggest thing is the cocoa powder, so our first instance of chocolate in there. Some more espresso, Now, Alvin does insist that by adding all this coffee in so far, it shouldn't scare people. Apparently, it will mellow out. I mean, I agree with that. It's still going to be like a very mocha vibe though, isn't it? And if you don't like coffee, then just, again, omit that. Plus a little bit of salt there, which we do know helps with chocolate. The one thing I'm finding frustrating right now, and I sort of touched on it right at the start, is that we're making brownies right now. I really want to eat some brownies, but I have to wait 4 days. I could go on literally a long weekend break with the girls, and like this would still be waiting. Although there are some steps, as you'll see, so I can't quite do that. But oh, this looks good. Look at this. Glorious looking thing. Oh, wow. Just slightly thicker than we want right now. Look at that brown butter going on top. I'm so glad I sieved that off because mine was way more granular. Looks a little bit like gravy, but it will absorb in. That is a pretty cheeky addition, isn't it? Wait a second. Oh my gosh, I thought this was it done. We now add in some melted chocolate, melted dark chocolate. That is a 75% dark chocolate, super rich. I do feel like from a chocolate point of view, it was lacking, but now we're definitely catching up. Oh my word, it's got to go in that bowl. Can I just say, this is really, really not helping my craving to eat these today. We must stay strong. So the last thing I can do is take more chocolate. These are bars of dark chocolate. I've also got some milk and dark chocolate chips. I'm just doing like random cuts and to try and get shards of the chocolate. Now this is more for the topping. I've never really put a chocolate topping on top of brownies before. Sometimes nuts, but this is sort of like new territory, but I'm going for pieces kind of that size, all right? Oh, I've been craving some sort of chocolate. Alrighty, here we go. In fact, let's add in those dark and milk chocolate chips and then drench it. Oh my gosh. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory territory here, aren't we? Wow. Which actually, when you watch the original one, it's quite sinister film, really. Now, the sort of bad news. We're pushing the batter, oh my gosh, into our tin. I love the colour. I love it. I always think that things that are like more dark chocolate heavy do have a better colour, a better shine to it, you know? But we're not done there. We take our chocolate shards from before. And yes, I'm probably not going to use it all up because I'm going to nibble some of that off camera. I need to sustain the craving, the massive craving and desire to bake and eat this right now, which we don't. This is one of the bits that I don't get. We wrap this in cling film, and this hurts me to say it, to rest for 3 days so the flavours can fully evolve. So we got 3 days. Literally, that's it for 3 days. Saturday afternoon, guys. It has been 3 days, and if you're wondering, yes, I did actually have a Kit Kat immediately after filming. It's one of the hottest days of the year today, but something that's cold is 3-day-old brownie batter. Basically, the description was that the batter has now had time to prepare and set, and it's really firm. But if we thought the last 3 days was weird, wait until what happens after we bake it. Ooh, a very gentle sizzle then. In you go, my pretty. Apparently, like cookie dough or custard or ice cream as it suggests here, those 72 hours allow the flavours to deepen and develop more complexity, which you'd hopefully think that we've added that already with all the brown butter and all the coffee going on. During this time, ingredients like vanilla and spices infuse more fully. The fats will solidify slightly. That's a good point. 3 days ago when I was washing up the butter in that pan, the residue from that brown butter, it was like, ooh, for a better texture. And any flours or starches will hydrate completely, reducing any potential raw taste. In baked goods, it can also improve the structure and the browning. The result is usually a more flavourful, balanced and refined final product. So I've got to be honest, I have probably been thinking about that way too much the last 3 days. The craving has gone, but already with that being in the oven for a couple of minutes, the scent of the brownies, I'm wafting it down, smell it. I'm really excited for this, but we can't get too excited. I thought 3 days ago was bad. The smell, the freshly baked brownies, so I'm gonna want one. We're gonna have to try and understand why we have to wait even longer. Can we just stop the video now and call it like 72-hour brownies or something? Look at this. I don't really want to touch those chocolate shards because they're kind of welded, it melted onto there, but not completely set in. I think if I put my finger in that, it's going to burn like crazy and I'll end up with a chocolate fingerprint on it. But even that is adding a little bit of a dramatic effect to the top of these brownies. They smell out of this world and I want to eat them right now, but I can't. I thought 3 days ago was tough when we didn't immediately bake it. Right now that scent, I just want to cut it open and slather it all over my face. Oh my gosh, you gorgeous looking thing. My pastry chef friend taught me this technique. Look, he's putting foil onto the brownies. Something about a blanket, then no more blanket. Next, I'm putting it in the freezer whilst it's still hot. I understand that some commercial freezers are pretty good like that, but like a standard home freezer, I think like doing that is pretty bad because it affects the rest of the temperature of the things in your freezer compartment. I've emptied mine. I think it can upset the compressor. I think it can impact the longevity of a fridge. That's Amy Winehouse's fridge, that. Well, sort of. The shock cooling traps moisture inside the brownies, which keeps them nice and soft. So we freeze them for half an hour like now. Okay, come on. Ooh, crikey. I don't get it. Google says taking something out of the oven stops the baking process at the precise point of doneness, preventing overcooking and preserving the intended texture, like a gooey center or a delicate crumb. Flash freezing, so that's what we're doing, it immediately, even while hot, is a technique sometimes used by pastry chefs to rapidly halt carry-over cooking, which locks in moisture and will preserve the structure. Whilst not ideal for home freezers due to temperature shock and stress on the appliance, sorry mate, this method can prevent the item from continuing to cook from residual heat, so a little bit like when you boil an egg and you want like a soft-boiled egg and you shove it in water. Once frozen solid, which we are doing, transferring it to the fridge allows it to thaw gradually and evenly, maintaining texture and flavour integrity without condensation. Oh, are we not forcing that in there by doing that? Making it soggy. Alvin, not being funny, mate. Really, really, really good so far. Loving your work. But if it fails now on the 4th day, tomorrow, right? We've still got to move it. We'll do that in a minute. I'm going to be a trifle bit annoyed, all right? Because I want to eat it. But I'm trusting you. We'll let it freeze for half an hour. I might push it a little longer than that. And then we'll put it in the fridge overnight. And tomorrow it's probably going to be, I mean, it's 4 o'clock now. 5 p.m. Sunday time. We can finally have our brownies that we started days ago on Wednesday. Right, so welcome back to what's actually a 90 minutes rather than the half an hour freeze. It took a lot longer. It might be the small freezer I've got here. The other downside is, unfortunately, it has like fully defrosted. There is water everywhere. My shelves got absolutely soaked. And of course, the most annoying thing, all I've got to do is take it from the freezer into the fridge. Because it's now frozen solid, there's actually like a little bit of ice welded on top of the foil down for, we'll say 23 hours. I haven't got my watch on, but literally it's going to be about 5 o'clock tomorrow. Sunday, the day of brownies that I would love to have had back on Wednesday. So I will see you tomorrow. Happy Sunday, folks. It is now just coming up to 20 to 7 at night. I've had a lovely roasting and we actually went for a nice little walk, so freshened up a little bit. It's been an emotional journey though. I've been sort of hungry, then under hungry and over hungry, and just I've completely forgotten about it, to be honest. But now, as I think about it, it's like, that's quite nice, there's brownies ready. But this is what it all comes down to. Has the 100 hours, actually probably around about 103, has it all been worth it? Okay. Alrighty. Wow. It's really defined those extra chocolate pieces we put on there, hasn't it? Is it? Oh, it's not coming straight out and I didn't use a loose bottom tin. Oh no. Right, let me try and help it around the edges. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's even stuck to the baking parchment pretty well. Or we have to do the other sides. Oh no. Oh, imagine after all this, we just can't get it out of the pan. All right, that looks better. That's helping. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh, we've got it. Oh, it's a big old firm slab now. Look at that. Incredible. Well, I'm not sure what I'm looking for here, but all I know is I'm going to cut this into some fairly big wedges. Oh, like some big old squares. Has it maintained some gooiness? Oh, yes, it has. Look at that. Absolute beast. Oh, you beauty. Look at that thing. Oh, these are going to be very good. I love, you've got those chocolate chips where we caught it and sliced it there. The fudgy band in the middle. That actually still looks quite fudgy, and it's a big old slab of brownie, isn't it? Oh my word. I'm getting kind of emotional. I don't really want to eat it. But we will. It doesn't smell of coffee, but it does smell like it is rich and possibly slightly bitter. I don't think you can really smell bitter, but do you know what I mean? It's sort of like this sort of indulgent sort of scent coming away from it. But it's this weird mixture of being like really firm and crisp, but with this soft outside. Here we go. Oh. Wow. That is blooming gorgeous. I'm not getting the coffee at all. Like, where's it gone? It's like the coffee's gone, but then the dark chocolate has been enhanced with like this more deeper, rich bitterness, which is surely got to be the coffee. The other day I could smell the vanilla paste. Can't smell, taste that at all. Maybe save yourself some money, don't stick that in there, but I'm sure it's doing something. Oh, it melts in the mouth. It's this perfect balance of like this sort of firm outside, but not that too hard, crispy kind of crust that you can sometimes get. Even with the papery brownies, you're not even getting that. Like this smooth, crummy texture that fuses straight into that band in the middle of pure, like not gooey, but like actual fudginess. Like that looks and tastes pure chocolate fudgy indulgence. I can't believe I'm going to say this, and maybe it doesn't need 100 hours. Maybe we could have just shaved off like 48, you know? Just fridged it for a day. Maybe that's a video for another day. I compare it. I mean, that's a lot of brownie. But when it tastes this good, it might be worth it. That is one of the best chocolate brownies I have ever tasted.
They're amazing.
They're great, right?
They're really, really good.
I don't know what did it, whether it was the 3-day rest, whether it was the freezing straight after baking. I've like potentially broken my freezer. Like seriously.
That is worth the 100 hours.
Would you say? I would say that too.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, amazing.
There you are.
Thank you.